if you're not careful, it'll show you things about yourself that you were not ready to see. And that's where people start saying, no, I don't want to see this shit. That repressive moment, I don't want to see this shit, will take you a very dark road. Very, very dark road.
That's the way that shit goes. Sticking to the script, I'm in my own lane. Motherfuckers clicking up, damn, they tryna find some fame. I've been making noise before I had a name. They wasn't fucking with me, now I cut my phone off ring. Shorty on my trail, dude, she deserve a ring. Coming on my mama grind.
Yo, welcome to the WildKast podcast. It's Johnny Trumbone with a U, not an O, checking in with you live. In the studio right now, we got the dog in the house right here.
Checking in live, Stick. How you guys doing tonight?
StickDuffles, man. Shout out to the boy, man. And we got a special guest, man. I know we say it's a special guest every time, but this is a very important guest for all of us, mentally, spiritually, mind. What is it? Sound mind, sound body, right? And this guy's going to be able to talk to us about those exact things. He's a businessman, and he's an activist coming straight out of motherfucking Argentina. El Gago himself. That's how you say it?
That's quite an introduction.
Yeah, dude, this guy's a fucking great at the introduction.
I don't want to mess up your last name.
I'm feeling like a bag of money.
I don't want to say you are a bag of money. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to mess up your last name.
Gago.
Gago is cool.
It's not. Funny thing is, it's not even my last name. It's a nickname since I was a kid.
Okay.
But I'll take it.
We got El Gago in the motherfucking building right now. Let's go clap it up for the boy. So you said it's a nickname. What does that mean? It's
German knows. It's in behalf of a famous soccer player from back in like 2005.
Okay.
Just kind of looked like him, and when I was a jit, coach would call me Gago.
Okay,
Nice.
Copy. There is a famous soccer player from Argentina that was my favorite. Crespo
Hernan Crespo.
and Batistuta or something like
Both strikers.
that. I used to play with them in the Nintendo. I used to
Yeah, it must have been in the 2000s, huh? They were
2001, right?
2001, like
2002.
1999 type shit.
Did they ever win a World Cup?
I think they did.
No.
No?
Made it pretty far, but didn't win the World
Close.
Cup.
Damn.
Okay. Messi redeemed them. It's all
Messi.
good.
Messi made it happen.
Shout out to all of them, dog. So what brings you to Miami?
I'm originally from Argentina, but I grew up in Miami.
Okay.
Came here when I was 9 years old. This is the Vice City, Sin City.
Yeah.
Very fun city. I just came back. I just moved out from Miami, from the States, 7 months ago now.
Yeah.
Back to Argentina. And I just got back last week, and things are starting to just remind me why I left America real quick.
Yeah.
But it's good to be back home.
What are some things that reminded you?
I was telling Herman, I felt like as soon as I came back,
Yeah.
I felt speed. Just automatically. Speed. Just like I need to work. I need to produce. I need to run. I need to be quick. And over there, even though you can tap into that mindset, people are more focused on family, relaxing. You go to a smoke shop at 2 PM. It's nap time. Everything is closed. 1 to 4 nap time by law. Every store is closed. People taking naps. So I wanted to live that kind of life. I wanted to just narrow it, like slow it down a little bit. Came back, came to the airport, saw a couple of fake lips, some Ferraris. Nothing wrong with it, but it's something that I wasn't resonating with anymore, and just reminded me of that speed. Studying my boy yesterday. There it is. Studying my boy yesterday. I was like, dude, love Miami because it reminds me of like that one ex-girlfriend or that one chick that like you fight with constantly, but then when you fuck her, it's like it's the best fucking sex of your life. So it's like you don't know what to do. You're stuck in it. Yeah. So Miami gives me that vibe. It's like a love and hate relationship.
Endless cycle, man.
You wouldn't give another city in South Florida a try? Maybe.
I don't think it's the city. I think it's you. It's how you resonate with areas. I love Miami. I love Miami, but I don't think I would raise my kids here. And when I say Miami, I'm talking about a huge part of Florida. You know, I consider like Fort Lauderdale. I consider it Miami. You know, I consider it an area that what are we, like 15 minutes away?
Yeah, pretty much 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Something like that. That's what's up, man. So doing our research, man, you experiment a lot with mushrooms.
That's right.
What is about that? Because I've always been afraid of doing mushrooms. I did mushrooms with these guys one time, and I remember seeing, you see that screen right there? I remember seeing that shit, just looking at somebody's head. So
Yeah.
like,
So you would say you had a positive experience or a negative?
I had a I had a positive experience doing mushrooms, yeah. Because we were all laughing, we had a good time. We were in Vegas, we shot a music video, and we were in the desert. We were in, where was it? The Grand Canyon or some shit?
So you did it in a pretty dope area.
Yeah. So to be, we were on, oh fuck, man. We were on acid and mushrooms. So the acid part was like, I had like a good experience, kind of weird at the end. And then the mushrooms, like during the day type shit, it was very like positive, relaxing. It was just like, wow, like I'm the master of my destiny, bro. I can do this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I felt.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of power. I feel like mushrooms, I don't know, man. It's funny. I was looking at the Bible. They kind of remind me of the Bible. They're interpretive. I feel like it depends on what point you are in your life is how they're going to hit you. I've taken mushrooms at a point in my life where all I took them was for entertainment, see shit, fuck around, be with my friends. And now I'm in a point where since 2018, I've been using them in a therapeutic way. I was telling you guys kind of behind the scenes was we're doing a microdosing mastermind. A lot of people that are antidepressants or they're taking Adderall or they're not able to get off of Valium or these kind of drugs that are like home drugs and Xanax. And they use microdosing as a way to kind of escape that. And I feel like it's the new marijuana industry is rising up. You've got, I think, like 7 or 8 states in the U.S. that have already decriminalized it. Look at Oregon, look at Colorado, and they're coming up, man. I mean, there's definitely something there.
Do you think it could help with like mental health?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you look at, if you Google right now, your brain sober and your brain on mushrooms, you're gonna see all this neuroplasticity, all these neural connections. And there's actually a theory on the Joe Rogan podcast by Paul Stamets. He's the #1 mycologist in the world. He talks about the stoned ape theory. And he basically says that the theory is that when we were monkeys, when we were apes, apes would find mushrooms. Our ancestors would find mushrooms on the ground. They would eat them, and they would get all these fucking crazy ideas on how to build wheels and how to build houses. And that actually helped evolve the brain of the human mind.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, I mean, it's a theory. We can't prove it, but I feel like mushrooms are here to show you some shit. That's why I said like the Bible interpretive, because if you take them at a dark moment, trust you, they're going to show you some dark shit. Yeah. Take them at a good moment, you might see some good shit.
Can you overdose on them?
I don't want to say that you can or cannot, but I've never seen a person overdose off of a marijuana or mushrooms. I have seen people gone overboard with ayahuasca or DMT, which are still considered natural drugs.
And what happens to them when they do they die? Or?
There's people in Peru that have because they've gone through. They haven't died because of the component of the drug. Like for example, psilocybin isn't going to kill you. It's what you do with the psilocybin. I'll give you an example.
What is psilocybin?
Psilocybin is the psychoactive that's within the mushrooms. So that when you pulled out the shrooms, the little blue that was on the stem, that's psilocybin. That's the psychoactive that turns that part of your brain to fucking start seeing shit and get wild, right? So it's not that the psilocybin, it's like cocaine, for example, has methamphetamine. So if you do cocaine and you overdose on methamphetamine, right? Too much methamphetamine in your body. Yeah. But you can't overdose from psilocybin. What you can die from is a psychotic attack. You can start going into a nervous breakdown. There are people that have developed schizophrenia because of mushrooms. There are people that have developed psychosis because of mushrooms. I personally had a negative experience 4 or 5 trips ago where I experienced death. And because I was saying prior to the trip, I was like, yo, I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared of death. I took the shrooms that day. And the shrooms were like, oh, you ain't scared of death, motherfucker? Let me show you if you're not scared of death.
So what did it do? Like
everything was fine, but right after the trip, I started going into kind of like a lot of thoughts.
I don't want to die.
What happens if I die? What happens if I die? I don't want to die. And then out of nowhere, I'm having a psychotic attack. Out of nowhere, I can't breathe. And lights are starting to get a little darker. And I'm starting to get weak. And I'm starting to fucking die. I called my best friend. I was like, yo, Claudia, take me to the hospital. I can't take this anymore. And she was like, yo, relax. Go outside, touch the ground, get some air. Some time went by. I went through it. But for 10 minutes, I was literally saying to myself, I wish I could have had kids before this death. I'm dying. I'm dying. And they're interpretive because at that time that I took them, I was not in the right mindset. And the most important thing, I did not give them intention. If you take mushrooms just to fuck around with your friends, they're going to give you entertainment. But there could be moments that if you're not careful it'll show you things about yourself that you were not ready to see, and that's where people start saying, "No, I don't want to see this shit." That repressive moment, "I don't want to see this shit," will take you a very dark road, a very very dark road.
Fuck.
Have you ever created anything while on shrooms or thought of a good idea or anything?
Yeah, I feel like they're great for creativity. I use microdosing mostly for creativity, like for work. A lot of I work in groups. We're in sales, so I have to work with like our logistics manager. I have to work with editors. I have to work with marketing directors, and they tell me like, "Yo, I could tell you're microdosing." I was like, "What do you mean? You're quiet. You're listening to us. You're like a lot more receptive to the information." And I think the word is empathy. You become a little bit more empathetic. So I feel like for a creative flow, it allows you to just be more in the present moment when you're microdosing.
Yeah. Shit. So why do it? Why the master class?
Why do my masterclass or just microdosing in general?
Why do the master class and then we'll go into
I mean, I'm just looking to give people a bit of a break. First, a break so that they can see the potential within themselves. So for example, if you're going to take the masterclass in a pill form, meaning I'm going to take it, I'm going to better my life, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. It doesn't work that way. But if you're going to take it in a form of like, yo, I want to take this as a tool to see what opens up, and then I do the work, then that's the reason why I promote it, because I just use it as a tool. After that, whatever you do in the masterclass, we tap into biohacking, we tap into health, subconscious mind programming, how you talk to yourself about business, how you talk to yourself about life, how you talk to yourself about relationships. We tap into all that shit. But first, I got to get you to kind of open up. And that's what the microdosing is for.
Copy. So are you guys like in a group? Like, all right, we're all going to pop this one little thing. and we're going to go over. You know what I'm saying?
so that we're doing it three ways. The third one for me is the funnest because it's a party way. The first one is a personalized closed group. We've already got 8 members. We're trying to shoot for 12, where it's one-on-one for 6 weeks, once a week. Yeah. It's virtual. I got people in Qatar. I got people in Texas, people in Chile, people in Argentina, people in Costa Rica. It's a personalized, it's called Atomic Habits. It's a program that I developed with my girl. And we include the mushrooms and a bunch of other shit. That's personalized one-on-one with the people. The second one we're launching in 2 weeks. That's the mastermind microdosing, which is you watch a recorded play-by-play. We tell you how much to take, when to take it, how to do a setting in your house, what meditations to do, how to do it in a proper setting to make sure that you don't just fucking go trip and you do it in a therapeutic way. And the third one is going to be present. And by the way, German, you guys are also invited if you ever want to come to Argentina. February, I've been in the party scene for a long time, and I no longer drink, but I still like to party. Yeah. So we're doing a party in the backyard of my house. I have a pretty dope spot at the house, and we're doing basically hydrogen, water, fruits, meditation. We're bringing in, obviously, mushrooms. We're going to have a DJ play transcendental techno, kombucha with just a little bit of alcohol for those that want to have a little bit of a kick, and we're going to do called a conscious party. So that's the third one. That's the dopest one, I think.
Sounds like fun.
So you guys are invited. If you like the party, I see you guys drinking some tequila.
To travel to Argentina. Yeah. What part of Argentina?
Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
Oh, that's the best part. That's
hey,
what I
man.
heard.
Beautiful women.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Beautiful women. That's what I heard as well.
Yeah.
I heard it's good on the economy. Like
the difference is in the dollar.
Difference of the dollar.
Yeah, for sure.
And the women over there.
Women are.
I don't want to be called boludo out there.
No, they don't. They definitely don't. They definitely don't. Definitely don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the women are very, very beautiful. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. But we do appreciate you being here, dog. Fucking just learning about this stuff it's so interesting because your mind is so powerful.
Absolutely.
You know? And sometimes you need maybe that person to guide you, and maybe you can use like something from the earth, from the nature to give you, like how you said, that kick to, you know, but you still have to do the work.
Absolutely.
People think that like, oh, I'm just going to do this drug and it's just, I'm going to make the rawest song. Like, nah, you still got to do the work.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because when we first start the program, the first thing we tell people is, I don't hold the truth to anything. I'm not going to fucking change your life. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you the tools. I told you I'm the scientist in the human behavior that I did for myself. Here are the tools. I'll guide you through them. And then you got to put in the work.
Yeah. That's what's
I got a question. How do you cultivate these mushrooms? How do they grow? Where, you know what I'm saying?
So I got into growing a little bit, but I don't like to tap into shit that I genuinely don't have a passion for. So I cultivated a little bit. I got bored. I was like, fuck this. So I have a source there that grows them.
A botanist.
Basically.
I always thought they just grow out of cow shit, and then you just
they do, but you can control the quality of them if they're in a controlled setting. And then we also work with adaptogens, which are not psychedelic mushrooms, but they're still mushrooms. Yeah. Adaptogens are basically, for example, lion's mane. You can find that at Whole Foods. Helps you with cognitive health. Cordyceps. I used to take like C4 to work out. Terrible for you.
Really?
I take cordyceps, which helps you with cardiovascular activity. Reishi, if you can't fall asleep at night, you can take reishi. It raises your melatonin. You can fall asleep. So the adaptogens are like the pharmaceuticals of our ancestors. They were in the jungle before us. So this dude that I have in Argentina, he grows adaptogens. He grows psychedelic mushrooms. We mix them, take them, and we just kind of make them part of our daily routine.
Yeah, that's awesome. Fucking, just thinking about like somebody looking at cow shit. And it's just like
fuck, let me eat this thing.
A mushroom is growing out of there. It's like, what's your boludo? You know what I'm saying? Well, no mean to
But
disrespect you.
if you think about it, you're a mushroom. I'm a mushroom.
We came out of shit.
If you think about it this way, if right now, God forbid, you fall into this ground, you die.
Yeah.
Years go by, your body decomposes. What's gonna grow out of you?
Wow.
Mushrooms.
Flowers, yeah. Really?
You're an ecosystem. When you die, mushrooms are gonna grow. Mushrooms are the reason why they're so powerful is because they're part of birth and rebirth. They're death and rebirth. So when you die, mushrooms grow.
How long do you think? All right. Do you think that's possible? Because you said that, right? Do you think it's possible for a human to be like, I want my homeboys to eat my mushrooms when I die?
Could you imagine?
Right? That'd be pretty.
So I wonder if his mushrooms
cool.
are fire, bro. I wonder
Right?
if he's
Yeah, right. Tupac
right.
was smoked when
Just
he
fucking
died.
cremate me and just roll me up into a joint.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah. So you were saying that you were in the party scene.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like DJ or something
I started with I don't know if you guys ever heard of Mecca.
Yeah,
I
used
started-
to go there back in the days.
Yeah, I was promoting with Jake Infamous. Now he's huge. He was with Kodak. He has his own. He's the owner of Pilos in Wynwood.
Pilos,
It's
yeah.
my boy Jake.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Nice.
Started
Shout
with-
out Big Mitch. I am the real Big Mitch. He was a great promoter coming out of Pilos all over Miami. He's known all over Miami.
Yeah, I started with Jake at Mecca. We started promoting. Then I did Nocturnal. Promoted for Space for a little bit. I got tired of promoting. Went into the bartending life, and then I stopped bartending when I was 25 because money was great.
Fuck,
Money was
I'm
amazing.
thinking you're 25 now.
No, I'm 33.
Nice.
Do mushrooms,
The mushrooms
boys.
keep you young.
Do mushrooms,
Mushrooms keep you
boys.
young.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was a great time. I love the party scene, but it was a little too much for me.
Too much.
Yeah.
Do you think is that the reason why you stopped drinking?
No, I mean I'll have a beer. Like right now, I'm doing a drinking a pretty big fast, for a 90-day fast from drinking, porn, weed, sugar, just a bunch of shit to prepare for the next mastermind that we're doing. But I'm gonna have a beer. I'm gonna have a burger. I'm a human being. You know, it's fine to have that balance. But it definitely helped a lot to stop drinking alcohol. It helped a lot. My performance in the gym, my mindset, everything's changed after leaving alcohol.
Yeah, I feel that.
And don't get me wrong, 25th of December, 31st, I'm gonna have a couple of drinks. That's for sure.
Yeah. 24th is Christmas for all the Hispanics.
Absolutely. 25th, I'm gonna be having soup. Not
In the morning.
We're gonna have shrooms on
sancocho.
fucking
That's
New
for sure.
Year's.
He knows.
Damn, that's what's up. Freaking. So in the Miami scene, bro, 25, stop drinking, doing your thing and stuff like that. What you were saying, you moved back to Argentina, what age?
I moved back 6 months ago.
6 months ago.
So very, very,
Very
short.
early.
hitting.
Still 33. We got our production team out here, 84M Media.
Shout out to them.
The M means mate. I literally found out like a couple days ago. No,
Does
I'm
it?
kidding.
Which is a tea.
It's mate. It's a
right?
tea, right? Argentinian tea.
I didn't see the logo. I actually didn't pick that up.
So we were seeing a little bit of your content, like on the screen right here, on the big screen. Tell us about that, because you were just doing a big interview with who? Who was that guy? Right?
This guy, he's pretty famous in Argentina.
Yeah.
Maestro Norberto. He just talks about how young kids are being sexualized with porn and how to control your sexual energy to fuck the right women, to fuck the right bitches, but to lay over your sexual energy into creativeness and business.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so basically, there's a bunch of studies on like, see, I was telling Herman, like Think and Grow Rich, for example, second most sold book after the Bible from the 1930s. It's a gentleman who interviewed the top 500 businessmen of his generation, Dale Carnegie, Henry Ford, all these people. And he basically looked for patterns of what the top 500 people in the world did. And one of those patterns was semen retention. I want to say semen retention, big warning sign. We're not talking about being the fucking Pope and not fucking. We're talking about retaining your semen to a certain point so that you can use that energy to later on use it for creativeness and business. So, for example, the reason why they talk about semen retention is because where does your semen come from? It comes from down here. That's the root chakra. Root chakra is where your creativity comes from. So after you jerk off, I was telling him the number one thing you want to do is what? Just chill.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Watch movies. You don't want to go eat the world and go fucking work after you jerk off. So what these guys were doing was they were retaining.
After you jerk off, you're like,
I have a terrible side story to go, but go ahead.
After the purpose of this guy was we were really talking about the matrix and sexualization, but he took it to this place of semen retention. The idea is just to become more creative.
Yeah.
The idea is just to become someone that can turn your sexual urge into power and business. And as a matter of fact, with women, it's even better because
If women do it?
no, I'm saying like if let's say you have a big sexual urge and you want to attract bitches to fuck you, by returning your semen,
They just come to you.
they can
for some
smell
reason,
it.
right?
This is a smell. They can smell that you are a
very true.
high value man that's just not putting his dick in any single woman. And you're not gonna receive volume of women. You're gonna receive high quality bitches that are into their shit. And that's something that at first, the first time I ever heard it, some dude was like, yeah, I seen.
Bullshit,
And I was like, bro, shut the fuck up. I'm in the club scene. I know what to do.
Bitches.
And I started putting it in practice. I was like, yo, this motherfucker was right. These bitches can smell it.
practice it,
They can smell it.
like,
So
damn, this nigga hasn't fucked in a while. I can tell. so what would you do if you have an urge, like, a sexual urge? How do you control yourself?
I mean, I fuck with my girl like probably 4 or 5 times a week. I just don't come. I
Gotcha.
come once a week. If you have sexual urge, jerk off. Just don't come. There's all this bullshit about
Why did I hear that before? Like, you get to the point and you, like, let it go.
edging.
Edging?
There's just
Look
bullshit.
at these guys. They edging. I know exactly what it's like. I jerk it.
There's this bullshit about like blue balls and not being good
That's
for
not
you.
true,
It's
right?
all
But
bullshit.
edging is good, I guess.
I mean, edging is gonna make your dick harder because you have more blood flow.
We're edging tonight, boys. We're drinking Don Julio with some honey packs over here.
Hell yeah.
And I guess we're not gonna bust nuts. We're gonna edge tonight. So. But it's great to know stuff like that because young men, bro, like everywhere you go is like promiscuity. Is that how you say the word?
Yeah.
Right. It's just women all over. You go to Miami, bro. Oh my God, these women are amazing. You know what I'm saying? But when you do practice semen retention, they can sense like, damn, he's not really looking at my ass. He's not really like looking at every girl that goes
Dude,
by.
these guys nowadays are not getting laid anyway, so
True. Yeah. So you guys are already practicing semen retention, you
For sure.
fucking nerds. No, I'm just kidding.
they're
But
just jacking off.
women sense that, and I feel like the people around you sense it. Like, wow, he's driven, he's focused. You know.
Yeah, it doesn't even come down to whether you jerk off, whether you have sex. It's just controlling your mind. I mean, think about it. You walk out on the street, you see a Ferrari. What does a Ferrari represent? Sex. You see a Coca-Cola. You're used to seeing that model with the Coca-Cola body.
Red,
Sex.
yeah.
You see it, women. Sex. You see. So we are, as men, we're sexualized. As little boys, we're
Since kids,
sexualized. You know, how do you jerk off? Like, or you're all scared and just in your room jerking off. Like, you don't fucking go talk about, oh, I jerk off all the time. Like, everything is like sexualized. So if you can control that energy of like, you know what? I choose when I fucking want to come, and I will let you know, bitch, when I'm going to come. I'll let you know when I'm going to come. That is something that it's an aura. The girls can smell that. It's something that like you walk around with. It's like, oh shit, this motherfucker, it's not even about sex for him. It's about mind control.
Interesting, very interesting.
Dick over here.
Hey,
fucking-
I heard that if you come really quick, you have very low testosterone. I don't know if that's a true.
Look, I'd be lying to you if I was telling you that was true.
He's asking for a friend.
What I can
Asking for a friend.
what I can definitely tell you is that Testosterone levels are an all-time low in the history of men. Wow. This is right now, men have less testosterone, 60% less testosterone than their grandfathers did. And the reason being is because of dopamine. And dopamine means we play video games, we watch porn, we get quick hits, we do all this shit, and that just gives you a quick fix, and that lowers your testosterone levels. People are not going out into the sun. People are not working out. People are not doing semen retention. And people are fucking their TRT levels, and it's making men weak. So I don't know if it makes you have less testosterone, but I can definitely tell you that as men are growing up, they're having less and less testosterone levels.
So when you say you have a kid, hopefully do you have any kids?
I don't have kids.
Okay. Do you want to have
I hope I don't have kids. Maybe in some third world
He
country.
turns his phone off on Father's Day.
Maybe in some random country I never work on.
He has a couple kids somewhere in Buenos Aires.
Somewhere.
Fucking. So when you have kids, God willing, what is something that you're gonna do to help them against the matrix of women?
That's a good question, man. I think I've never thought about that. I'm glad that you're challenging. I'm definitely gonna. The first thing I think I'm definitely gonna push, and that's what I'm starting to push myself, is authenticity. And I'm not talking about like put up a mask, like put up the typical mask when you meet someone, like, hey, how are you? How you doing? No, like actual authenticity. You don't want to be there, show that you don't want to be there. You want to be there, show you want to be there. So authenticity. And I'm going to try to install values, the values that I have: family, love, definitely masculinity. There's this bullshit right now with feminism. Listen, I am a advocate for equality. I think it's great that women and LGBTQ and all this bullshit, they're fighting for equality. Yeah. But there's also confusion in little boys, confusion in young kids, confusion, child sex trafficking, confusion in schools. So I'm definitely going to let my kids know that you can ask questions, but be responsible and have masculine energy. If it's a boy, have masculine energy. Be strong, be assertive, be the change that you want to be. So it's a tough one, man. I never really thought about that. You kind of hit me off guard there.
I mean, you never know, dude. You might have a kid down one way, find out what's going on. I'm just saying because, you know, we're all getting there, and
damn, none of us have kids.
None of us have kids.
It's weird, man. Look, I've got a 7-year-old nephew.
Yeah.
Bright motherfucker. And then I've got a 12-year-old nephew who's also very, very, very smart. But you look at the differences in how they've grown up. My 12-year-old nephew, he's more shy. He is a little bit more introverted. He's a lot nicer, but he's more like doesn't really want to share too much. 7-year-old, because he grew up in Argentina, can't shut the fuck up. Smart motherfucker. He knows all the names of all the Real Madrid players, all the Barcelona players, all the soccer players. 7 years old, and he'll call me and be like, "Listen, when I was 4, you told me you were gonna pick me up. I put on that best perfume. You never picked me." Still remembers that shit.
Oh, my best
7.
What?
So that to me tells me, okay, they were both grown in separate environments. One was an environment of we can do what we can with what we have. The other one was an environment of you got it all. You can do whatever you want. And I don't want to generalize, but it shows contrast. You know, it shows
iPad
contrast.
kid, soccer kid.
Yeah. Nothing bad. Hey, listen.
Nothing bad.
That's
there's benefits and cons for both.
Absolutely. They're both great kids. It's just, you look at how kids are growing up today. Think about the average kid today, 7 years old, playing Fortnite. Potentially, by the time he's 10, watching porn at 10 years old.
Overweight,
eating tons of sugar, Pop-Tarts. Parents are fucking them up. They're going to school and teachers are telling them, oh yeah, you've got all these different genders. So they're being indoctrinated into this lifestyle. What are their kids going to look like?
fucking cyborgs.
That's fucking hard, dude, to think about. Like, people are just like, look, I have nothing against, you know, anybody with what they believe in and shit like that. They're like, what's the saying? It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Look, I think love is love. I understand that. But, like, man, I just feel like if you're going to be gay, bro, at least be, like, a man about it. Like,
but what if they don't want to be a man? You know what
if they want to, I'm a woman at heart. Like, be a woman at heart. But, like, I don't even know, bro.
It's a mental illness, dude.
It's a mental. I'm not gonna say it's a mental illness. I don't know. But I feel like it's trauma bound. A lot of kids, at least from the kids that I've known who've transitioned and who are gay, a lot of them have a lot of trauma stories. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, bro, like this is some serious shit that we're tapping into right now, and maybe they should take your master class and they can open their minds.
It's a great way of promoting it.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can realize the true potential within yourself and not make yourself out of what your environment is trying to make you. Not trying to fit in and not trying to be scared to say the words like fag and all that stuff. We're going to bleep all these words. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
Look, I'll give you an example. I went to an all-black high school, an all-black middle school. I grew up saying the N-word.
yeah.
I didn't know any better. But I was allowed to say the N-word next to football players, basketball players, because I grew up with it and because they were my friends and they were saying it and I was saying it and it almost felt normal. Is it right? Is it wrong? That's up to whoever's on the other side. But I grew up in an environment where I wasn't racist, but it came out. And because it was normalized, now I understand that I can't take it to the world and just to any random dude, yo, N-word, what's up? I can't.
Yeah.
I understood the environment at the time when I was a little boy. If I still see my black friends to this day from high school, it comes out.
Yeah.
Because from Miami, it's something that's there. But now when you take it back to LGBTQ and gays or however you want to label it, look, everyone's got the right to do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Yeah.
But don't fucking sexualize the kids. If you got a 5-year-old tomorrow and you walk down the street and you get to the corner of the street and you see a couple, it don't matter if it's men on men, women on women, heterosexual couple, man and woman, a boy and a girl, making out, he's grabbing her ass, she's rubbing upon him. Do you want your 5-year-old kid to see that? It's private.
Yeah, that's pretty private.
You want him to see that? So if now you see two men, you definitely don't want him to see that. But what I'm saying is, don't sexualize. But they're turning us into animals with all the shit, and the kids are watching this shit, and they're the ones that are going to take care of us when we're in their fucking deathbeds.
They're getting desensitized to it.
Sexualization is real, and the reason why I'm pushing sexualization so much on kids, my goal, my end goal with all the shit that I'm doing, these podcasts, all the shit that I'm doing with the program, leveling myself up, is my goal is to travel the world and work with 12 to 16-year-olds on teaching them how to become high-value men and how to not let themselves be sexualized.
Yeah.
Because, dude, when I was 21, 22, 23, all the way to 27, before my spiritual awakening, I'd see a girl, and to me, all that mattered was what's the size of your ass, how beautiful is your face, and what kind of titties you have. That was it. That was all I cared about, was what you look like.
Yeah.
That's it. And I realized, like, oh, shit, there might be other motherfuckers like me who might be thinking the same thing, who might not have to wait till 27. You could do it at 18. Do it at 16. So to me, sexualization is the biggest mental health problem for men right now. Dude, men are weak right now.
Yeah.
I got a question. Is that just an American thing, or are they doing that in Argentina as well?
I think that it's the U.S. is
Pushing it. They're the leader.
we're the leaders. When you look at America, when you look at Colombia, you're Colombian.
Yeah.
Colombians wear all the basketball jerseys from here. We Argentinians, we wear all the basketball jerseys from here. All the Nikes from here. All the rappers from here. So they're the leaders of the pack. So it's definitely not just an American thing. It's a worldwide thing, but the U.S. is leading that boat.
It's promoting it, and everybody wants to be like America.
Everyone wants to be the U.S. One of the reasons why I kind of left forever, but I went back was because I tend to try to go away from trends. So I studied the markets. I studied crypto. I've been in crypto since 2017. And one thing I've been taught is was that?
Dogecoin?
Definitely not. Not a big Dogecoin fan at all. If it's in the news, if it's on Twitter, if it's on social media, you're too late. If people are talking about it, you're too late. So
How do you get in early?
you
You
gotta
have
be in the conversations that people are
look
not
at the
having.
trends.
You gotta be in places that people are not in. So the reason why I was talking about crypto is because the reason why I went back to Argentina is because the trend that I'm seeing is, oh shit, mental health is a bigger problem in the States than it is in third world countries. So I'm kind of trying to go backwards. I'm trying to go to a country that I feel is more awake mentally, poor from a financial standpoint, but more awake mentally to develop myself to later come back to my home, which is Miami in the States, to continue pushing all this stuff. So it's like I'm trying to think of the U.S. as like Bitcoin before popping off in the mental health state. I'm trying to
So-
anticipate the trend.
Yeah.
Are you gonna raise a family here or in Argentina?
Definitely in Argentina. For now.
For sure.
We'll see where life takes us.
Yeah. I can definitely see raising.
I think the U.S.
outside of
is
the US.
business and pleasure, man.
And vacation now.
And vacation,
Yeah.
absolutely. Business and vacation.
So I always had this thought. I had two thoughts real quick that I always thought of. That we were talking about the desensitization. How do you say it? Where we desensitize ourselves to like looking at like a lot of
Like
porn
like
or
deconditioning
whatever.
from.
Yeah.
Okay.
And okay, when we was kids, bro, there was this website called rotten.com.
Oh my god.
I think I remember. Was it like E-Bombs World?
It was like E-Bombs World, where like you would see death, the
Was it-
gore. Like
yeah.
you'd see a kid.
Yeah,
there
yeah,
was
yeah.
one where it was like his kid's hand was in a meat grinder.
is that
And I
website-
saw his hand.
and back in those days, those were real videos.
Real videos on
Now you don't know.
on,
Now you don't
like
know.
Safari.
Deepfakes.
Now you got to go to the black web to watch them. Like
Is that website
So-
still active?
maybe we're gonna search it up. But the reason I'm saying this is because like back then it was more like gore, shootings, Iraqing videos of like U.S. Army soldiers, like their headgear, and like they're showing, you know, people posted on those websites. And now it's more of like porn, you know, gay shit. Fucking like you see like no dead ass, like you see more of like stuff like that instead of like the gore and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like the whoever runs it, the powers that be, fucking like, all right, we made when we was growing up, we had The Wire, The Sopranos, all these type of shows of gore, killing, and all this shit, right? Now we have these other shows, these other hit shows where like the stars are gay, the stars are doing like gay shit, but he's not really gay or something like that.
You don't even
know?
have to go that far into those websites. Look at Netflix.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Look
exactly.
look at all the male characters in every single comedy movie. Are they strong alpha male leaders? Or are they the
Half of them are
typical
not.
husband who's like, hey honey? They always play that dumb role.
Yeah.
All the superheroes are like nerds now.
I grew up with
Compared to
Arnold
back in the days.
Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone,
Steven Seagal
Steven Seagal.
does all his stunts.
You could see that they are predictively programming us to. You don't even notice, but that's what we're seeing on TV.
Yeah.
You know
What we're
that-
seeing right now is gay ass background. I'm just messing around. I don't have any
I don't watch TV, so
any problems with
It's
gay.
good.
People are like, yo, this guy hates
good.
gay people. Like, nah, I don't. My,
you're gonna get
my,
canceled for sure.
my best friend.
I think this is the last
gay,
episode
so
of the
it's okay.
podcast, guys. So enjoy.
It's all good. It's been real, guys. We're gonna start a new podcast in
Where we
Argentina.
only talk about LGBTQ.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with it at all. I just have a problem with like how it is being projected to kids. That's the only thing. Like I feel like there should be an age limit to that shit in
Absolutely.
a way, right? You know, like kids should still have a choice. Like when you're young, bro, like you may do some weird shit or whatever, but it's just like you still have a choice to grow and like figure out yourself. Like don't just try to like pound it down these kids' throats for less of a
Let me ask you a
Word.
question. Why do you think they're sexualizing kids?
I feel like they're sexualizing kids because they
Depopulation. They want us to the population to
yeah.
grow. I guess it's too much people to control.
It's a great answer, yeah. I think
But what do you? So I'm glad that you went that because that is the final answer. But there's so much in between. Like what? So you sexualize the kids for
So we
to
can't
reduce the population.
reproduce.
So there you go. So it's to confuse the genders. So the idea is for if we're going to reproduce in the future, how are you going to reproduce if you've got a transgender male and a fucking gay whatever
female.
How is that going to happen?
Exactly.
If you've got a fake penis, if you've got a fake vagina. So it's I feel like it's when they think of this stuff, it doesn't happen in 10 years. It doesn't happen in 20.
Question for you.
They're
Do you
called,
think the world is overpopulated?
I don't know if it's overpopulated, but it's definitely the reason why we're seeing these psyops is because they're thinking in 100-year patterns. Rockefeller family, Rothschild family, Morgan family, they've got 7.5, 8 generations at this point. It's just it's in generations, and they're putting it on our faces with predictive programming because the idea is for them to not get a karmic return. So you guys are aware of what happened with Balenciaga?
Balenciaga? Yeah.
How they did a photo shoot with a young 7-year-old girl promoting the Balenciaga kids, but they had like satanic signs and like Illuminati signs. So people went off online. why are they showing that, knowing that people are going to go off? Because if I show you that I'm going to hurt you, if I show you that I'm doing something devilish, if I show you I'm doing something bad, technically from the universe, I can't receive karma. It's like if right now I'm telling you I'm going to hurt you, I told you I'm going to hurt you.
That makes sense.
I can't get karma. So therefore, predictive programming, have you guys seen Monsters, Inc., for example, the movie?
It's been a while.
All right.
Yeah.
The idea of sexualization is to be able to control minds, reduce population, but to be able to control the kids. This whole conspiracy theory, elites, whatever, what they quote unquote want is they want adrenochrome. Adrenochrome is this component that happens.
We're getting a little too deep here.
I can stop if you guys want.
Nah, dude. I personally
I
don't give a
don't want to
fuck.
fuck up your podcast.
We're getting deep.
I don't want to fuck up your podcast.
This is when the producers are going in the background like, yo, hey, cut the shit.
Listen, you gotta tell me when to stop.
We just got the big check. Cut the shit, bro.
I don't want to jeopardize you guys.
Nah, you're good, brother. You're good, brother. We're fighters of Christ. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing out here that's gonna scare me.
But anyway, I was just saying, adrenochrome is just a component that, technically, the way that it works is if you scare a little boy or a little girl who's a virgin, if you scare them shitless, and you do weird shit to them, their blood levels will change. Endorphins and adrenaline will transform into adrenochrome, and that shit will be in your blood. And if you drink that blood from that kid, technically it gives you immortality or you live longer. That's what was said that was happening on Epstein Island. All this bullshit,
Jennifer
right?
Aniston.
All this stuff. Supposedly it keeps them younger, right? So.
Just kidding.
If you watch Monsters Inc., watch it again one of these days.
Watch it on shrooms.
Watch it on shrooms. What is the purpose of Monsters Inc.? What were the monsters doing?
They were trying to scare the kids to raise up the meter.
The meter. And what was that meter doing?
I don't know what the meter was.
Meter
I thought it
was
like
to
an oxygen
power
tank.
up the city.
Oh,
To power up the world. So in Monsters Inc., what are they doing? They're showing us what they're gonna do. They're showing us predictive programming,
So they don't
get karma. And do you know what's the next predictive programming? Have you guys seen the trailer of the next movie in April 2024?
What is it?
It's called Civil War. It's about America going into a civil war.
What, Democrats versus Republicans, or just people?
It's just people. Kirsten Dunst. There's a bunch of great
Kirsten
actors.
Dunst.
Yeah. Kristen Dunst.
Spider-Man.
This other guy. There's a bunch of great. But again, predictive programming. They're gonna show us. They're not going to get the karma for it, and then they're going to do it.
They got to show you first.
Gotta
That's
show
the
you first.
rule. That's the rule. They got to show you first. Fucking shit.
It's like they
these
did that movie
motherfuckers.
that came out in Netflix about like
Leave the
COVID
World
or
Alone.
whatever.
Yeah,
right before COVID came
Contagion,
out.
I think it was called or something. Yeah,
Yeah, that movie came out right before COVID, and then
yeah.
Wow.
COVID came
The
out.
the pandemic.
The pandemic. Fuck, dude. This is amazing. I do this shit all the time. Like, I talk about this stuff, like, behind, like, away from cameras and stuff like that. So just to talk about it, like, in front of cameras.
Well, I'm glad that you're
Kinda
opening up
crazy.
to it, man. I get a lot of shit on social media for talking about child sex trafficking. People don't want to talk about that in the Christmas table. It's a dark topic, and I bring it up
Christmas table? What do you mean by
at,
that?
at the Christmas table with the family.
Oh, yeah.
People don't want to go
yeah.
through that
Thanksgiving
shit.
dinner.
They don't want to go there.
They don't
Like,
wanna go through that
come
shit.
on.
Why are you being so dark? Blah blah blah.
Gago, come on, man. What the fuck? I'm having my turkey here. Yeah. Thinking about kids getting trafficked and shit. But that shit is mad fucking real, bro. All right, so one of the examples I can give you, dude, I was recently in Colombia. The most beautiful place in the world. You would think you were the most handsome motherfucker walking around in Colombia in Parque Lleras. This is like downtown. Fort Lauderdale.
Parquilleras. You definitely saw some ladies there.
You know what I'm saying? And they're all like, "More bonita." You would think you're the sexiest. You think you're fucking
Brad Pitt.
You know what I'm saying? And fucking, you look like me over here. And fucking, you're walking around and shit. And bro, some of these girls, if you look at them, dude, they look so fucking young. And it's just like,
They got demons in them.
no way. And they have demons in them because low key,
Demons.
they have demons in them because they're being like controlled by drugs, alcohol, their environment. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look at their pathological lives. Their
Music.
most of
Music
those
plays
girls,
big
I can
influence.
guarantee you that a lot of them probably had a disruption in the family, separation in the family. Didn't grow up with a dad or a mom, and going back to sexualization of kids. If you disrupt the family, if you disrupt the nucleus, where the little
father.
boy sees masculine and feminine at its finest, the man bringing home the bread and the hunting, and the woman being care and loving. If you destroy that, then you end up having OF girls. You end up having a bunch of shit.
That's why back in the days they used to give money to the single parent homes to the female when they would, not have a father present. You would get like all this type of money and shit like that. So more fights will break out, more like, oh, get the fuck out of my house type shit. And now this guy's like the man, the masculine who's bringing everything is suffering. And it's because like, bro, you were counted out from the start. So it's like, how can you compete? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bro, we're doing the best that we can. That's all it is.
Men are being attacked right now.
Yeah, at 100%, men are being attacked.
This is the hardest time in the history of... And you would say, no, what about when we're hunting? What about when we're... You wouldn't find out about motherfuckers dying of depression back in the day.
Can you tell the audience how do you be a better man?
Yeah. How to be a better man.
Because you were talking, to elaborate on that, you were talking about high value man. And, we all know Andrew Tate and shit like that. And I feel like he is somebody who is teaching somebody how to just better yourself. But the definition of high value man, I never really understood.
I think a high value man is a person that lives by their word. If I say I'm going to meet you at a certain time, I'm going to meet you at a certain time. If I say I'm going to eat a certain food, I'm going to eat that certain food. I'm going to work out a certain day, I'm going to work out that certain day. First, my word is my bond. Second of all, I trust every single process. I'm a man of God, meaning that I'm not religious. I'm born Catholic, but I'm not religious. I consider myself a spiritual being. I talk to God every single day because I believe that what he has for me, I break my leg tomorrow, I lose an arm tomorrow. I understand that something bigger for it. It's something bigger is going to happen. There's a plan for it. And third, you got to have control, man. You got to control your mind. This World War III is happening currently today. It's here. We talk like what's happening to men right now is there's this fake growth of high value. What I mean by fake growth is you'll see men, all right, I'm going to go to the gym. And they'll go to the gym for a little bit. 3 weeks later, they're bored. They don't want to go do bicep and tricep anymore. I'm going to eat better. They'll eat better. And then 2-3 weeks later, okay, I'll just go back to whatever I was eating before. Yeah. And the reason why that's happening is because there's no mind control. You're not controlling your thoughts. You're just letting it go through. The idea is doing harder shit every single day. Harder shit. So if you've gone already to the gym for a week, the second week, do some harder shit. Do something more difficult. Challenge yourself.
And do you think that us signing up for the masterclass would help us alleviate that stress, that tension of like, fuck, this shit is mad hard. I've been at it for 3 weeks, and I take this masterclass, and then I'm just... Do you think it'll help us push us more to that, or do you think it's just like on the person?
I think that if you go back to the concept of if you're gonna take the masterclass as a pill form, it's not gonna work for you. You're gonna join in 3 weeks, you're gonna give up.
You're done
because it's got really hard challenges that nobody wants to do. You're gonna go into a lot of shit of how your parents treated you, how you felt towards your mom and dad. It's very in depth, and you're gonna get bored. One of the things that we do is we do a free evaluation first, one-on-one with the person to see if they qualify. I don't just want to bring people on board because of money. I mean, at the end of the day, we have two more spots left at $797 and 4 more spots technically at $1,100. And I don't want to bring people on just for the money. I want to bring on people that I want to work with. I'm going to be with you for 6 weeks. I want to work with people that want to work with me. So if you're going to jump on and take it as if you're going to jump on and take it as a pill, don't sign up. Now, if you understand that what we give you is just a tool, and then you promise to apply all the shit that we give you, our guarantee is that if you do not experience change, deep change, heavy change that you're like, oh shit, what the fuck happened? If you don't experience that in 6 weeks, I personally sit with you for 30 days right after the 6 weeks are up. I sit with you for 30 days until you fucking do it. One-on-one every single day. That's my guarantee. And I don't want to fucking sit with you every single fucking day.
Fuck no.
So that's how I know it's going to work.
And we're not promoting his masterclass because we're getting a 10%.
Even though we mentioned it like 4 times.
But if you use WildKast podcast as the code, you'll definitely get...
you might get a 0.5% off.
But no, it's because, man, it's just amazing to see that because we've had so many great guests, artists, you know, fucking
name it.
entrepreneurs. You name it. You know what I'm saying? We never had somebody who's just like kind of like an environmentalist, you know, working with the earth and stuff, and working with the mind, which is how you said World War III is already here. It's in our mind. And before we got here, all of us, we all had problems. We all had things that we were going through. That is like, fuck, man. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what's crazy that you mentioned the mind in that form, that we all have problems, is that we only know about the problems that we know. There's a whole other
bag of
monster,
shit,
which is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind, which is Freud, it's Carl Jung, it's these men that were pretty much censored in their time. Your subconscious mind is the one that has every single... So think of your subconscious mind as a library. It has every single fucking memory since the day you were born until 30 seconds ago. So guess what? Tomorrow you're walking down the street and a dog barks at you. And you're like, it feels a little weird. Let me go take the other road over here. There could be a chance that in your subconscious mind, there is a limiting belief of when you were 7 years old, a dog barked at you and you shitted your pants. So therefore, that is in your library of your subconscious mind. So because you don't know that, now you avoid streets when you see dogs. So what we try to do in the program is we detox the subconscious mind of limiting beliefs about money, about health, about love, about relationships. And then we reprogram the subconscious mind with difficult habits, difficult shit. But the most important thing is we automate.
Yeah.
It does not serve me if you join in 3 weeks, you're in the same pace. I've been to I've paid for Tony Robbins venues, Millionaire Mindset. I've done it all, bro. And every single event that you go to, 2-3, you're motivated as fuck. Tony Robbins will motivate the fuck out of you. You'll walk on. I walked on coal with my bare feet, hot coal, all the bullshit. 3 weeks later, I'm back to smoking weed. I'm back to fucking chilling. I'm back to fucking sexualizing women. So the idea is to automate.
Wow.
Automate from the subconscious mind. I'll give you a quick example.
Yeah. I was gonna say, how do you?
Quick example. Monday of last week before traveling here, I was sick. I rarely get sick. I was getting sick. I woke up in the morning. I did my morning routines. I don't touch my phone the first 2 hours of the day. Morning routines. I ground myself. I touch the sun. I go out. I meditate. I pray to God. I do flow work. I move around. I do breath work. I do cold plunges. I work out. Come back. Grab my phone. Wrote content. Spent time with my girl. Did a 3-hour meeting with my boss. Did a bunch of shit. End of the day comes 7 o'clock in the afternoon, and I said my brain is telling me, "Yo, dude, that's it. You don't got to work out. You don't got to go to the gym. Look at all the shit you did." Self-sabotage up in here was like, look at all the shit you did, and you're sick. Why would you want to go to the gym? But there's automation already in my body. My body was like, please work out. I need you to work out. And even though I was sick, I went to go work out. Wow. And it didn't come because in here I was like, oh, I should work out. No, it was automation in my body. And that is the biggest thing that I've managed to find in the last, this is new to me. This is new information. In the last year, 2 years, I've run these tests, and now I'm like, oh shit, I get it. All I got to do is automate my subconscious mind, the shit that's in that library, the ones that I don't know, I automate them, and now my belief system is, when I think about money, it's over. All my friends in Argentina, you could ask Herman, everybody in Argentina will tell you, oh, the economic crisis. Dude, that's opportunity. Economic crisis is opportunity. Sure, I earn in dollars, but that's why the fuck I moved back there, because I get to be a millionaire over there. I always wanted to make $1 million. Guess what? I don't have $1 million in the US, but I have millions of pesos in Argentina.
Fuck yeah.
And I get to live in a mini mansion, and I get to fucking chill, and I get to not look at the price of my food. I get to buy a brand new car. Like, so this is a way of just reprogramming your subconscious mind.
So me taking trips to Colombia, what is it? 7 times I went this year.
Beautiful, man.
Dude, you know what it's like to see $1 million in a Banco Colombia or something like that? You know, a couple million pesos in there.
Is that the Argentinian money is in pesos?
Pesos.
Is that the equivalent of Colombia?
It's right now. It used to be that Colombia was a little more cheaper than Argentina. Now Argentina is a little more cheaper than Colombia. So to put things in perspective, I go to the highest value supermarket over there. I fill up the cart with high quality grass-fed steaks, organic food, and I spend about.
You guys have the best
$60
best meat out there, right?
Yeah, really
Why
good meat.
Is that because there's
the
a lot
cows
of
are
cows?
the best.
Most of the cattle. Uruguay has very good meat too. So most of the cattle is out there.
There's more cattle than people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, that's fucking awesome.
You guys gotta go out
bro.
there, man. It's a beautiful country.
Yeah, no,
And
we're
you're more than
definitely
more
go
than
out
welcome to
I
come by the
just don't
crib.
know that much
Thank
people
you.
besides
We'll
him
do
that
we'll
are
do my
Argentinian.
podcast. We'll do my podcast at
Yeah.
the studio at the
Yes,
house.
fucking
we'll
cool,
bring
honestly.
84 Mate out there as well. Man. Make it a whole freaking.
He's
trip.
too expensive. I don't want to pay.
Oh,
it
hey,
for
mommy taxing.
But then again-
taxes.
Jose.
Yeah, I'll pay your flight, bro.
But then
Come
again,
on,
you
let's
you
take
you
it-
pay what you get what you pay for.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. This is
is
an
why you
amazing
have
setup we have right
this
here.
is why you have high quality right now.
84M Media in the motherfucking building. They have a setup over here with at least a 20,000 plus
Maybe.
fucking dollar setup. This is in dollars, not pesos, motherfucker.
This is dollars.
All right,
their
$20,000
time is not
plus, and their time is not cheap. They're punctual. They're on time. They prepare you. They can
Professional.
they can even come with scripts for you if you need it. They can do your content. They can do your reels,
can
all
be in
your
the
captions.
podcast.
They can be in the podcast if you need guests. I'm telling you, these guys, Herman and Jose, they're the
Taking
best in the
over.
world, taking over fucking the
That's a
media
shout out to
world
them.
right here, right? And they're working with us, WildKast podcast.
Hey,
And
we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those
it
guys
will-
right
if it
there.
wasn't for these guys right here. You know what I'm saying? And I like to say this shit all the time. I started this shit with a motherfucking phone. With a phone. On the toilet.
That's how you start. Document.
Shitting on the
Taking a
toilet.
shit.
I think I said this for the last 3 episodes. Shitting on the toilet. Where it's just like, you motherfuckers need to get up at 6 a.m. and work out. It was 3 p.m. I'm over here. You know what I'm saying?
Just defecating.
Yeah, and fucking, I manifested this shit in a way. But like, there's a thing with manifesting, and there's a thing with after you put in the work. You know what I'm saying? And I was putting in the work, constantly trying to bring in guests, or just bringing the boys together. Like, yo, hey, let's brainstorm, let's do some shit. And then he got connected with somebody. He got connected with somebody. We invested in some lights, invested in the camera, shit like that. And
But you
it
weren't
all
just
happened.
talking.
It takes up
into
a lot of
existence.
energy to
It takes a
create
village.
this.
It takes a village,
Definitely.
and I'm
Absolutely.
very thankful for these guys here, man. And shout out to Bearded Society out there in North Carolina, the boys
Holding
out
it
there.
down.
You know, he's our other co-host.
love.
He lives in North Carolina, and he puts in a lot of work for us as well, man. Out there, like cultivating guests, cultivating the culture for us, and it just feels great.
And shout out to all the angels that are watching us as well.
Yeah,
watching
for
over
sure.
us.
Shut up. You know what I'm saying? I said it sounded like I said shut up, but I meant to say
Shut up.
shout out.
Shut up, angels.
No.
Shout out to all the angels that watch.
Shout out to all our angels. You know what I'm saying? We have a great friends, you know, business partners. You know what I'm saying? Who transitioned on, you know, and it just feels good to just be out here.
Do you
and I want to
believe-
shout my nigga out, Buddha, nigga. Fucking Alex Collins, the greatest in the motherfucking world. Long live Buddha, number 3. You already know what the fuck it is. The Don Farrakhan Don in this
Do you
bitch.
believe in other
Shout out
lives?
to my brother
I
Dubs.
br- in other lives?
Do you believe in other lives?
Bro, so look, I was going down the street, dog, and I was fucking crying, bro. I was like crying, driving, dog, and I was thinking about my dog because my best friend recently passed away
How long ago?
in August 13th. We were shooting a podcast. He was coming on the way here, and he passed away.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He was gonna make a stop somewhere to one of our homeboys, like J.E. You know what I'm saying? He's a great
Literally
friend of
passes
ours.
away on his way to the
On
podcast.
his way here, and
How crazy is
fucking
that?
he was gonna make a stop there, and then he was gonna come here, and they said that they heard his accident. Wow, you know what I'm saying? And he died on a street that he raps about because he makes music as well. He's like, I grew up on 33rd, and he died on 33rd.
Whoa.
And the church he died in between 2 churches, and one of the signs of the church is he who eats with sinners. It's a Bible verse. I think it's Luke. And bro, he ate with sinners, bro. I was like lost. I was like, you know what I'm saying? And he there was times, bro, like I ate lobster with this guy, like type shit. You know what I'm saying? I come from nothing. Like he comes from nothing as well, but he made it to the heights. You know what I'm saying? Before a lot of us did. And he shared that with us. Like, bro, this shit ain't nothing, man. Come eat with me. And he ate with sinners. You feel me? And it's just like, I can't wait to get that tattooed on me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's some crazy shit. And to go into what you were saying is that, bro, I was driving down the street, dog. And fucking, I was just thinking about him. I was like, damn, Buddha, bro, I fucking miss you, bro. And then I saw a motherfucking license plate, fam, that said miss you 3.
Should take a picture.
So those are called synchronicities.
I cried, son. Like, to go in that more, there was a time I went to Bible study as a kid with the Mercado family. I don't know if you know them. They're a famous family from Fort Lauderdale. You know, rest in peace to their little brother who passed away. they used to host Bible studies, and one of the things that he told me, like, you can hear God in different places. So say you may be zoned out, and in the radio, God will tell you something, and you zone back in.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like those
are synchronicities. Those
Yeah.
are so when you are in a specific state, spiritually, mentally, physically, you can connect more to these other dimensions, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th dimension. And basically synchronicities are signals or signs from other dimensions confirming your thought, your emotion. So for example, you're driving in your car,
Yeah.
you're thinking about your buddy, and then out of nowhere you look up and you see 777. Most synchronicities are in numerology, they're in numbers. Or you're thinking about your buddy, you turn on the radio, what was your buddy's name?
Alex Collins.
Alex, you turn on the radio and you hear Alex, you switch to another station because you're whatever, and then out of nowhere, Alex here, you hear that 2 or 3 times. Those are synchronicities.
Wow.
Those are signs from other dimensions. It doesn't have to be from the person or from that soul, but it's just that you are in the right place at the right time with the right people. It's a synchronicity. It's the universe telling you, yo, whatever you're doing, keep going. It's a confirmation. Whatever you're thinking of, if you're thinking about investing into a business and you look up and you see a synchronicity, whether it's a color, a sign, you see multiple things of it, it's just confirmation from the universe that you're thinking about the right thing. You're in the right place.
In the podcast, they made fun of me because I said about men crying, and then
He's talking about
Crying? What do you mean, men crying?
one of your like most successful.
It was him. It was him.
Oh,
It was Anthony. He's like, so you're just gonna cry in front of your friends? And he's just like,
Oh yeah.
oh, in front of your girl. In front of your girl.
Because I said I wouldn't cry in front of my girl.
Because she would think that you're like.
Weak.
What do you think about that, real quick, before I get into it?
that's just self-consciousness within you.
Yeah.
You could cry. Listen,
I can't
crying is the most primal and emotional state in a man.
I
It-
could
it
cry in
doesn't-
front of my boys, but not a girl.
It doesn't make you less of a man to cry.
Yeah.
At all. Does not make you less of a man.
Nice.
Hey, respect.
Hermang's a crier.
Hey,
here
listen,
from 84.
no judgment. I mean, I would look at it as if that's something that you don't
'Cause,
like, maybe look into that. Like,
Dude,
look into
So
No,
that.
look,
yeah.
listen. You know why I don't like it? Because I was messing with a girl and she was making fun of her boyfriend because he was crying.
Because he
to
was
her.
crying. So you saw that,
And I was like, damn, that's why I don't want to cry in front of my girl. Because what if she goes on and tells other people,
fucked
this
up.
guy's a loser?
She's
he
so
cries."
shallow. That
but
bitch is shallow.
but there it is. I mean,
These
it's
girls are shallow, bro.
it's still lack of
Probably
self-confidence.
single and fat.
And she got ran through.
She got ran through. Oh, come on. Shallow. Shallow as it gets.
It's like
That's-
imagine you get, but what if you like cheat and then she's like, oh, that's why you cried for me, you know?
Yeah. She's a corn dog in a hallway. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look. At the end of the day, it's I'll give you a very, very difficult example to understand,
Yeah.
and you guys are gonna think I'm crazy for this. This is a real life experience. It happened to me last week. We met a guy with my girlfriend. I've been with my girlfriend for a year now.
Okay.
We met a guy. She's a very, very spiritual being. We were connected since day one. I was like, I know you from another life. She was like, I know you from another life. Boom, let's get together. Like that, day one. First Instagram conversation was
Were
like,
you guys on
what?
microdosing or anything?
no microdosing.
I know you from-
First conversation ever. She's like, call me on video. I know you from another life. First conversation ever.
Really?
Anyway, we met a guy, cool dude, good looking dude, fit, came to the house, producer over there in Argentina, all these ideas about podcast, all these different things. Dope ass dude. I've seen him like 3-4 times, connected with him. And my girl's, I'm here now this week, and my girl says, I'm gonna chill with Mati at the house by myself. What is the first reaction of a man when you hear that?
The fuck, bitch? You got me fucked up.
Right? That's the first reaction, right?
Yeah.
That's what your body tells you. It's like, no, that's not gonna. All these beliefs that are coming up to the source.
America is
right?
like coming
all
into
the shit's coming out, like all these reactions, all these, they're called trigger words and trigger emotions. They make you trigger. They make you think, like, what's my girl gonna do? So the point I'm trying to get to is, I trust in myself so much because I trust in God so much that I don't give a fuck if my girl A wants to suck 20 dicks at the house while I'm gone to Miami.
Oh man, dude.
B does not want to do shit because she's a loyal ass bitch.
Yeah.
Or C decides to be with that dude. You know why? Because I trust in God so much that if tomorrow God says, no, I'm going to put this process in front of you of your girl sucking 20 dicks, and she's actually not going to tell you for 10 years, and you're going to be a fucking dumbass for 10 years, and then I'm going to make you go through the pain. So I trust in God so much that I understand that if that situation happens, it's for a much bigger cause. Therefore, I'm open. I'm available. The funny end goal of the story is that I talked to my girl. We're super open. We're very communicative. And I said, babe, I had 0% possibility in my brain that you would do anything with Mati. And she said, I felt that from you. I knew that from you. I would never do that to you, and that never will ever happen. Let's say she's lying. Let's say that does happen. Yeah. Not my responsibility, dude. You know why? Because I trust in me. Because if that happens, number one, I'll be like, all right, listen, I don't want to be with you. It repels you from people. It pushes you. That's it, I'm done. Or let's say I don't find out. 10 years go by. That shit hurts like a motherfucker. I do find out later. That is the situation that God put in my way for me to learn.
To grow,
to evolve. So I'm mentioning that because you hear that shit automatically. In Miami's like, no, hell no, motherfucker, you ain't chilling with my girl. No.
Yeah.
Dude, I chill with my girl, and we go to bars, and I say to her, babe, look at that fat ass. Look at that thong in her ass. And she says,
especially in Buenos Aires? Come on, huh?
And we talk, she tells me all the time, damn, that dude is fucking good looking. We talk about it. You know why? Because we have respect for each other. You can't stop men from being fucking horny.
Yeah.
You can't stop girls. So you know what's the best next thing you could do? Tell your fucking girl that you do want to fuck other bitches, but you don't. Because you cherish her way more than her body.
Okay, so that's something I got from Andrew Tate. It was like, you're either going to lose her anyways, so you might as well tell her that you're going to fuck other bitches.
Exactly.
And if you don't, you don't. But if you do, at least you were fucking honest. You were a man of your word. And she's going to be like, damn, I was actually fucking with a guy who's a man of his word. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I've every single long term, I'm 33. I've been in 4 long fucking term relationships.
What's long?
5 years with, I was married once for 5 years. I did 2 years with my first girlfriend, another 2 years with my ex-girlfriend. In between, single is bullshit. Every single girl I've cheated on. Every single girl.
Wow.
This last girl that I've been with, on month 5, I said to her, babe, I'm gonna look at you in the face. I want to put my dick raw in other bitches. I do not want to be with you. Nah. I went with the other bitches, raw. She did her thing with men. A month later, I hit her up. I was like, I've done this before. I clearly don't want to do this. I love you. Let's get back together. But doing that has made me realize, oh shit, like I'm not scared of losing her. You know what most men do? They cheat. They want the bread and they want the cake. They want both.
Of course.
So it's easier. And guess what? The universe can't see you, can't hear you, but it can feel you. So guess what? You're a cheater. You're hiding shit. Guess what's gonna happen to your business? You're gonna hide shit from your business partner. I don't do business. Like Andrew Tate says it. I don't do business with men that cheat on their women. I just don't. It's logical, you know? So the universe, let's say you tell the universe right now, like, damn, I should hold on to this money because, you know what? Economy is failing. And all right, then the universe can't see you, can't hear you, it can feel you. You know what it feels? Lack. Wow. You're holding on to money. Lack. You know what? I'm not going to give you money then. But if you have abundance, you know what? I'm going to invest this money into this area here. Universe is like, yo, this fucker, he's abundant. Let me give him more abundance. So
see what he does with it,
you become the person that you say you're going to be. Wow. You don't just say you're going to be them. You become that person.
Just by being in a relationship, you could learn a lot.
Oh,
shit. And being married, bro. What is something that you can tell us about marriage, just in general?
I was married at the wrong time. I got married when I was 22.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it was up till 26, 27. And I was married at the wrong time. I didn't have this mentality. I would never marry another girl. And this is why I'm with my girlfriend now, is because if I choose a woman now, then I want to be with you. That's it. But I was married at the wrong time. It was too early. I was cheating on my girl every single time.
Hey,
worse shit.
When you cheated, did you cheat on a girl that looked better than your previous?
Absolutely.
You would only upgrade
all the time. Because I wanted diversity, and sometimes it wasn't.
Are you trying to shit on her on the podcast?
No.
She's saying because people cheat on their significant other.
Sometimes you gotta hit a 6.
My ex girlfriend Claudia, to my eyes, she was a fucking 10. Body, mental, physical.
You cheated with 11.
But I wanted. It's not that I wanted to cheat with 11s. Is that I wanted different 10s. I wanted different 9s. I wanted different girls.
Gotcha.
My girl, for example, my ex girlfriend, beautiful. She had the typical big ass, little titties, Cuban titties.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't have that, so then guess what? Now I want big titties because porn says it. So I did all that
Was
shit.
she Argentinian?
She's Cuban.
Would you rather buy the ass or would you rather buy the tits?
When you say buy, like purchase or choose?
No, not
You
para
said
que
buy.
that shit. I'm talking about like BBLs or something.
No, I don't like fake bodies. Nothing. No fakeness.
Organic.
I rather you. I
Small
rather you
tits and a
have
workout ass.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
So marry the ass or marry the tits.
I'll marry the ass, but I don't. I
There we
don't give
go.
a fuck if you got mosquito bites.
We're
at
getting
this point.
somewhere.
I don't give a fuck.
You gotta have a nice ass.
But you could get a nice ass just by working out.
You can. There's
listen.
a girl out here. My
Eating.
bad to cut you guys off. There's a girl out here that you guys know, bro. That fucking. I took her out on a date one time. I remember I took her out in a nice car and shit like that. Took her to Louis Bossy. I had like fucking $80 in my bank account. And fucking she ordered some crazy shit. And I was like,
Whoa.
yo, what the fuck? I was
Got
like,
the
yeah.
most expensive shit in the
Yo,
menu.
she's ordering like martinis and shit. Like, well, she had like 2. You know what I'm saying?
let you hit?
And fucking and what's the name? You know, we stopped talking and shit. And she was like a regular chick. She was always attractive, and now she's like a fitness model, like beautiful and shit like that. But I feel like she's so insecure of herself. Like she's so like, because I see her as that same person.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Right.
She works out. She does her shit. She got her tits done though. So I'm like, damn, you had nice tits, even if they were like small. You know, you had a nice ass. But now, like, it's all about like I'm gonna show my ass in every fitness video and shit like that. And it's just like,
And usually when you're exposing your
She's gonna
outer
watch
self,
this and know who it is.
for sure she'll know who it is. You know what I'm saying? I even told her to come on the WildKast one time, and this is when we were first starting, and she's like, "Nah, I don't think it's a good time right now," because she was at a higher level on her platform, and now where we're at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see her on no podcast. I don't see nobody inviting her for. I see people inviting her to
Clubs.
model in clubs and show her ass and shit, but nobody's talking about her mental. Like, how's your mental health? How, you know, what are some things, some tips you can do for the young girls out here? Shit like that. That's the stuff that we wanted to get into. But I'm not saying that because I'm mad about that. I'm just saying because it's just this guy's mad. I'm just saying because, like, bro, like, I feel like going back to what you said, bro, we're at war with our mind, dog. And it's she will never go on a date with me again. She will never go on a date with me again, even if she pays. Even if she pays. Nah, because one, I just outgrew that. I outgrew that part of myself. You know, I felt like this year was a spiritual journey. So I'm a life path number 7, right? And it said in this year that I was gonna have a spiritual journey. So by life path, I mean you add up all the numbers in your date. So I was born May 23rd, 1995.
Your monkey calendar.
You add it up and you get those 2 numbers, and you add those 2 numbers, and that gives you that single number. And mine was 7.
It's
and
for
I'm
the
a-
monkey calendar or whatever.
It's the Chinese astrology, and I'm a wood pig. You feel me? And that's a spiritual year. 2019 was my year to go up. And I was going up. I was doing so much shit. Music, my brand was going good. But I was dating somebody who I was giving so much energy to, bro, that wasn't giving it back to me. You feel me? And I was investing myself into that. And I lost myself in that. So I took all these steps back where I could have been where I'm at now back then. You feel me? Because I was focusing on the wrong shit. And now that I'm here, I would just like to say thank you, God. And it just feels good to be around like-minded people that are just like, at least we're all struggling with our own shit. We all got our own big bag of problems, big bag of shit.
of course.
But like we're carrying it the best way possible. You feel me? Where we're not trying to spill it on somebody. You know what I'm saying? We're actually trying to help somebody lift it up as we're holding our own
Sometimes
shit.
you can't even blame people that are carrying their bag, and sometimes they don't even know that they're spilling it on other people.
Exactly.
I'm sure you've met tons of people that have got their own fucking skeletons in their closet, and by mistake they open up their closet and a fucking arm pops out and it hits you in the face. And sometimes when it hits you in the face, we take it personal. Sometimes there are people that will hurt you and they don't even want to hurt you.
Yeah.
When I fuck that bitch, she must be going through some. Every time I get lashed on social media constantly because of my following. Constantly I get lashed. And every time I see hate, all I see is that dude must be going through some shit.
Going through some shit.
To be able to go on a platform And to say to someone, you're X, Y, and Z, it must mean that you must be going through something. You know, it's powerful.
Wow.
You know, I remember doing that back in the day. I was like, when would I do that? Oh, I would do that when I was feeling mad or upset or hating on someone. And you got to be going through some shit if you got to be, you know, kind of doing that. But at the same time, I mean, people say when you're being quote unquote hated on, you're also doing something. And there's no such thing as bad publicity, right? Yeah. So you're also doing something right. My biggest, ¿cómo se dice? Elogio. Compliment. My biggest compliment is when people tell me, I used to fucking hate your content and now I love it. Or I used to love your content and now I hate it. Because if you tell me I've always loved your shit, I loved you since day one, I still love you, something's weird there. Something's off.
I gotta tick you off a little bit. You know That's how I know. That's how I know I'm doing something right.
The story with him, I've known him since he was like probably 15, 16 off soccer fields. Never even exchanged a single word. We didn't even like each other. We said it. Now that we started talking, we didn't even like each other.
Wow.
And you know,
what did you like about him?
Last year or 2 years, we started to kind of, you know, just hanging out. Yeah, and we've built a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good guy for sure. Fucking, damn,
it's tough, dude.
Fucking dope. It is tough. It's tough,
weird.
Bro.
People are hurting out there, man. I did a video.
I just want to help them all, dog. If I could, bro. If I could, honestly, I wish I could just like help them all.
You can. There's a very, very important thing that you can do. That's the second best thing.
What?
Sell my masterclass.
Sell your masterclass. WildKast offer code.
10% promo code. But there is the thing that you can do.
Yeah, what?
And you can be the example. And as little as that sounds, because every time somebody hears that, oh, be the change you want to be in the world. As little as that sounds, that is the biggest thing. Because you could go right now and say to 10 people, you should meditate, you should do grounding, you should work out, blah, 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 blah. But I can guarantee you that if you meditate, you ground, you go to the gym, you do those things, and you document them, those 10 people will see that shit and will have a way bigger impact because you kept your mouth shut and you showed it with example. So the more you work on yourself, the more you help collective consciousness. That's something that I noticed in these last couple of years in the journeys. I used to be the person to be like, you got to meditate. You got to work out. Like, no, bitch, you got to meditate.
Yeah.
You got to work out. And then just be the example.
Hey, can you let people know what grounding means?
Grounding is when you wake up in the morning, you put your feet on the earth. The earth has electromagnetic energy. You are made of
sand from the beach.
It could be sand from the beach. It could be as long as it's not like artificial grass. But it could be like
most of these grass nowadays are artificial. So you don't know what you're.
It's tough. I mean, you can go to a park here, a little plaza here that has like artificial grass, but try to find some nature that you can put your feet on. Now, Gary Brecka is somebody that I love in biohacking. He has these like mats, electronic mats that create the same energy as the earth does. If you have a balcony, you can set it up in your balcony. And what it does is, first of all, you talked about testosterone. Mm-hmm. It raises your testosterone levels. Mm-hmm. It raises your dopamine levels. And you're getting energy and nutrients from the sun. And one thing that is happening is you're made of 70% of water, which is water is an energy. So imagine if the sun is charging you up, sun charges water. What happens to water when you put light to it? It becomes alkaline. It becomes your pH levels. The pH levels of the water rise. So therefore, if you go under the sun and you touch the ground, the pH levels inside of you will alkaline. You ever heard of the study? It's on YouTube of a gentleman who grabbed a glass of water and he left it in a church for 30 days. And how you speak to that water.
Wow.
That water was pristine, crystal clear. Why? Because what's in the church? Faith, God, love, people pushing each other. And then that same guy went to a funeral home and put a glass of water. And after 30 days, it was musky and grayish. Because in a funeral home, there's hurt, there's pain, there's lust. Not lust, but there's like, that sense of I lost someone.
It'd be lust out there.
It could be lust. And it shows you, it'd be lust out there.
There's some bad bitches at booty shit.
Listen,
I ain't gonna lie to you, but shout out my dog.
Got some. But basically, the point is that your body is a representation of a glass of water.
Yeah. Wow.
So those are you can ground yourself by simply just doing ancestral things.
Dude,
I said it to Dami today like 5 times. I was like, it's almost like, I feel like almost like an idiot because I'm taking people through a 6-week journey and I'm charging them between $700 to $1,100, $1,200 bucks.
It's gonna change their life forever.
No, I'm doing it with free shit that they could find themselves, but nobody wants to fucking put in the work. So imagine.
So
I
why
took-
do you
ima-
feel like that then? If
No, I'm saying like if
Some
you
people
if,
need
if
a
you
mentor,
see,
though,
if,
you
if
know
you
what
see
I'm saying?
it from third
far away,
third
yeah.
view, you're like, yo, there's a dude selling
doing it for
free
free.
shit for $1,200. I see that as a businessman. I'm like, yo, that guy's. I mean, props to him. But when you see it from like a selling standpoint, like, yo, that fucker is selling. And to me, it shocks me that people and
the information's there.
It must shock Tony Robbins that I paid fucking $1,600 to go see him and to get
Step on some
motivation from him
fucking
and
coals.
step on some fucking coal, right? So it's shocking, bro, that it's fucking free.
Wow.
And people don't put in the work. They don't.
This has been an amazing conversation, bro. To motivate somebody, dog, to be where you're at, to go through the things that you've been through, and now where you're at, the level mindset, the spiritual mindset. I can feel the spirit from you, bro. Spirit of God, dog, as you talk. What can you say to motivate somebody, bro? To be where you at?
I don't think there's nothing that I can say that will motivate a person. I'm just a regular being. I mean, I know it's not the answer that people may want to hear, but my job isn't to motivate. My job is to run the experiments in my body, communicate those experiments, and through that communication, if you allow me, I'll guide you.
Yeah.
I'll give you the process. I'll guide you. I'll walk you through it. And then it's up to you. What I can definitely maybe give you some words of encouragement is be receptive, dude. There's so many people out there that'll be like, nah, I'm not, I already know all this stuff, or I'm not willing to try, or they think
They know.
that they may not know something that's new. Just like I said, the subconscious mind, they think consciously, I know I got to meditate. I know I got to do this. I don't need someone to tell me. But in your subconscious mind, we're going to find shit that you have no fucking clue that was there. That it could have been your mom at 7. And that's why now you lean more towards your mom. So it's little things that how you treat, they say that how you treat your girlfriend and your wife is how you treat your business. So that's why we focus on business too in the program. And I tell people, you're not going to come into this program and you're not going to learn how to make $1 million. That's not going to happen. That's not what we're fucking doing. But we're going to teach you how to see money in a whole different way where you're attracting it, where you're not working for money. I'm sure you've heard people, I'm sure you've heard successful people that you've called over the phone, especially Hispanics. You'll call them, they probably got like 3 jobs or 3 businesses. You'll call them, hey, Pepe, how you doing? Aquí, en la lucha. En la lucha? What lucha, dog? You're alive.
Word.
You beat the 40 million other sperms that are in your father's left testicle. You beat those fuckers and you are here and you're working and making dollars and you're in la lucha, but you talk to yourself and that's in your subconscious mind and you believe that you're in la lucha.
When you're
When you're fucking
succeeding.
chilling.
Yeah.
You're fucking chilling.
Wow.
It's all about how you talk to yourself. So just be receptive. That's all I can say.
Be an appreciator for sure, not a hater.
Gratitude, bro. I feel like God is a big one.
Will open more doors. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's tough to be, dude, it's tough to be fucking thankful.
Yeah.
It's work. I'll wake up some days and I'm like, I got to fucking write in my journal about things that I'm thankful. And then you run out of shit and then I start thinking, yo, I'm thankful for FPL, motherfucker. I got light. I'm thankful for the motherfuckers that work in the ladders
AC
and install the shit. Like you start giving thanks for like shit that you don't even know that's around you.
Dude, I'm thankful for AC. I went
AC,
to Colombia, bro. I went to a B&B. It was a digital nomad place, whatever. A lot of like beautiful people and fucking they're all working on computers and laptops.
Where'd you go
and
to?
Shit. And I was in Belém in Colombia.
In Colombia. Oh, so you were like in more of a, like in the deeper areas.
Kinda, yeah. I was around. I was all over the hood, dog. You know what I'm saying?
You
'Cause
notice,
I wanted to see the real shit.
They don't got the AC out there like out here.
They don't got AC out there, so but they got fans and shit. But they got twin splits and stuff. We went to Poblado one time, but we was in a fucking mansion. We had twin splits, jacuzzis, and all that shit. Nigga, I was in some regular ass apartment. It was like the size of that kitchen right here. You know what I'm saying? And fucking, I had an amazing time though, and it just had one fan on the wall. And
Old school.
you know what it's like when you get home after a long night of fucking doing thusi and you're freaking out on FaceTime with your girl. You're just like, bro, what the fuck is going on? It's hot as fuck. And you got to take a cold shower and you're just laying there and you're just like, oh man, baby, I fucking love you. I can't wait to get home to you. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I'm not trying to emphasize the drugs and shit, but it's out there. And I tried it for the first time and it was.
And you loved it.
It was. It was a crazy experience. It was a crazy experience and fucking.
Saw things in a
I
different.
mean,
perspective.
it's okay. I think it's great to experiment.
You know what I'm saying? And fucking I did a lot of spiritual shit, but like I said, this year was a very spiritual journey for me, dog. And being out there, man, it just made me thankful, bro. Like I cried a lot out there, you know what I'm saying, on some you know, whatever shit. I was just thinking to myself, bro, like, damn, bro, like missing my boy and shit and just being mad thankful for life. You feel me? Of all the things, the experiences, bro. Like I wouldn't have what I have if it wasn't for him, for a lot of the things that I have, you know what I'm saying? And
I feel like those experiences will get you a little closer to God, you know?
yeah, it definitely brought me closer to God. And the reason I was saying that is because there's this thing called La Milagrosa.
Milagros.
You know, they have different places where you pray to and shit. And there's one called La Virgen de los Sicarios, but they don't like you saying that.
Because it protects the sicarios.
Yeah, but it's like disrespect. There's a lady who protects over there, and she don't like you hearing saying it. She don't like, you know what I'm saying? But I'd go out there lit, and I'd be out there praying with his cousin, Stick's cousin. You know what I'm saying? We out there praying, holding hands and shit. And it'd just be an amazing experience. And then after, it'd be like, oh, vamos a una bomba. You know what I'm saying? It was like some crazy shit. Hey, forgive me, Father. You know what I'm saying? But it was just an experience that I had over there. And it just made me realize, like, damn, one, there's more to life.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And two, I can't wait to like experience and show my friends this life. Like how these guys come from nothing.
You're gonna show them with the same thing, with the example that we talked about. They're not even gonna need you to say anything because they're gonna see the change in you.
They're living in it.
You're living in it. They're gonna see it. A lot of my friends confuse that today for, oh, you've changed.
Yeah.
Oh, you left the group chat. Oh, you don't want to chill with us anymore. And to me, it's like I want to take you in dosages. I don't want to. It's hard to not hang out with people you love. It's hard to tell people you love, I don't choose you right now. But the reason why you got to do it is because the highest level, the highest vibrational frequency is authenticity. There was a study that was called the Spain Emotion Test. It was a study by Gary Brecka, 22 years in biology and biohacking research. And what he did was he put like 20,000 people in a stadium having conversations, young little boys, girls, old ladies, old men, everything. And they would look at the waves, vibrational frequencies of hate. If people were having a conversation about hate or about confusion, how they were low. They were looking at conversations about happiness. People that were talking about their jobs, they're happy with their jobs. Boom, there were certain frequencies. Do you know what was the highest vibrational frequency? Which emotion was the highest vibrational frequency? Authenticity. People that were saying to other people, they could have been saying, yo, I fucking hate you, motherfucker. But they felt that shit authentic as fuck. That was the highest vibrational frequency in the study. So the number one thing that your boys are going to see when you continue in your spiritual journey is how authentic you're being. Whether it's you leaving the chats or separating, whatever, you're being authentic to yourself. That's the hard saying to your loved ones, yo, I love you, but I just can't chill with you, dog. Saying that to them, you being authentic and getting away from the responsibility of, oh, how are they going to feel? They're going to get hurt.
Wow.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing. Being honest with yourself. And right now, this is the time, I don't know if you guys have felt it, we're feeling the push, bro, with the politics, with the fucking war and this bullshit. The Matrix is pushing like a motherfucker. Why do you think you feel more pressure? Why do you think you feel more fakeness? The girls need the fucking OnlyFans. The guy needs the fucking VIP bottles. Everybody needs the flex. Like, that shit's being pressured and pressured and pressured because we're about to go into Pluto is in Aquarius. We're about to go into a 20-year cycle where there's going to be a huge separation between those who want to live in a world of materialism and I got everything I want, everything I need, and those who want to live in a world of easiness, authenticity, spirituality, love, like love your neighbor. And it sounds all fucking hocus pocus, but you're starting to see it. Look at the level. Look at the content, for example. Look at the content. What's more viral today. Raw, organic content, like some dude shooting up a random video on the street, or like the highly produced content. It's the raw videos that go viral because people want to see more organic shit. Therefore, they want to see more realness. So it's already happening in the world. The whole, like a couple of years ago, you'd show up at a club and you could probably find a decent valuable bitch with some bottles and some chains and a VIP, and nothing wrong with the flex. I love the flex. I come from that industry. But today, all you're going to get is the fucking bottle rats. That's it. You're not going to get the bitch that's up here mentally at the table. You could get it before, but you ain't going to get it today because people are waking up. So we're going to start to see a split. We're already seeing how the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer, and the middleman is losing. The middle class is losing itself. So that difference isn't just financially in the world. That difference is spiritually. Yeah. They're calling it New World Order, and they're calling it New Humanity. So you got to kind of, it's not choose, but you'll slowly start to see where you're going to shift towards. And I think the reason why you're feeling that is because you're starting to wake up. You're starting to be like, yo, it's not just about fucking
bottles and
fucking around.
Shit,
Which, hey, listen,
it's fun.
It's fun. Dude, I love it. I love it. I just have to put a stop to it because it's not my process anymore.
And one anecdote I want to give that about my boy is that we used to pop bottles. We went to I remember we were in Electric Lady. It's like a new club out here, and that was one of the last times we partied.
What is it called?
Electric Lady. It's in Wynwood.
Electric Lady.
Dope ass spot in Wynwood. It's right in front of Miami, Wynwood and shit.
That area right there where Patio used to be by.
Yeah. But I think
Patio's still open?
I think so.
They reopened, right?
Yeah,
They
reopened.
just reopened.
Yeah.
And it's nice. They renovated. It's just dope ass spot now.
Okay.
Fucking, there's a spot called Electric Lady. One of the last spots, we were out there in June this year, and fucking, he said, yo, we're not gonna drink tonight. I'm like, fuck you, we're not gonna drink. Bitch, I just fucking, you know what I'm saying? I had a long ass shift. Like, he's like, nah, we ain't gonna drink. So fucking, he brings 2 fucking 1942s. I'm like, boy, you mean we not gonna have a sip of this shit? He's like, if you want to. That's what he said. So I'm like, man, this motherfucker trying to test. He's trying to test me and shit.
Did you drink?
I had a sip.
But he had an influence on you. He
did. As I had a sip, I was thinking in my head, I was like, damn, why is this nigga like, you know what I'm saying? Was he trying to tell me something? A couple days later, we were at the beach, right? I was at the beach. I was going through shit. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yo, where you at? And I just dropped my pen. I didn't think he was gonna come or not. He came through. He was walking on down the beach. Took a video of him and everything walking down the beach. And fucking, we were talking like about spiritual and God and shit. And he's like, bro, like, I feel like God brought me here to tell you this. Like, we were talking about like some personal stuff. And I asked him like, yo, why you told me not to drink that night? He was like, bro, because I feel like at the rate that we going, dog, we need to show people that we there, but we need to stay real to ourselves, to our path. Like, to show the world, like, we do all this shit. We do this. You know what I'm saying? But, like, this is who we really are. Like, you see us drinking shit. I mean, you see us ordering all this shit, doing all the things. But, like, you see soda water and lime being poured into our cup. You don't see, like... You feel me? So I think
you and you know what's funny that you mentioned that, because in the lowest form, not lowest, there's no high or low, but the easiest form to see strength in a club is when you see the dude that owns the bottles but doesn't drink. When you see the dude that's not surrounded by all the bitches, but he's there on his own or talking to one of his boys, you see that calmness, that serenity. I remember that towards the last couple of nights where for me it wasn't just about the bottle popping part.
Yeah.
It was mostly about the goal of, I gotta go home with a girl. I have to.
Yeah.
My goal, when I went out clubbing, 90% of the time, it wasn't about having fun with my boys. I would have fun with my boys, but I would have way more fun if I end up fucking, taking a girl home.
It's the hunt. You like
exactly.
the hunt.
I was down. So what I started noticing was the last couple of nights where I was kind of starting to feel the pressure of like, yo, I don't want to do this shit anymore. I was actually enjoying way more time with my boys towards the last couple of nights. And then the last couple of nights, my boys would be like, yo, why you like just so quiet now at the table? Or why are you just kind of on your own? Why are you sipping on fucking sparkling water? And it's a transition. It's slowly will start to happen.
And it was crazy to tell you, dog, because that night, everybody was getting fucked up. They were smoking, drinking, you know what I'm saying? I was burning a little bit. but I wasn't drinking. I had that one little cup and I had a couple sips, you know. And I literally, bro, it's like you could see the change in people's faces. It looked like fucking demons, bro. Like, I was like, yo, am I fucking tripping on acid or is it lights or some shit, dog? Like, it was some crazy shit. And it just made me think like that. There was a couple times I went out in Colombia where I bought bottles for everybody and shit, and I would think of my boy, and I'd be like, and he'd be like, yo, hey, we're not gonna drink tonight. So I wouldn't drink. You know what I'm saying?
So that
I
kind
watch them all out doing their thing, and I'm like, yo, I'm seeing the same type of shit. I'm like, damn.
that kind of emphasis that he had on you while he was here in this physical plane, obviously there's some sort of influence now that he's in a different plane, and that's something that you could look into.
With the master class and
No, fuck the master class. That's something that you could look into with, like, for example, Akashic Records. Akashic Records is like spiritual. It's like a spiritual
Akashic Records. Yes,
Akashic
I know
record.
what that is.
It's a spiritual tool where you could tap into your guides and your angels.
Wow.
Anybody that passes away or anybody that's your ancestor from another life has messages for you. I've done, for example, something called regressive past life therapies, where you can see your past lives. But in order to see your past lives, you first have to speak with your guides and your angels. You're in an empty space and you see, and they tell you, all right, we got some messages for you. So with Akashic Records, maybe there's a message from your boy of a specific path or area that you can shine some light on that will allow you to flow and continue moving forward.
That's what's up, bro.
So definitely look into the
Akashic
Akashic
Records is something that we're definitely going to catch up on. Stick, I wanted to ask you, bro, what is something that you can say to motivate somebody today, bro? Tonight, as they're going to watch this thing, man. Because we live tonight. Y'all don't know.
Surround yourself around people that's gonna motivate you and not bring you down.
Yeah.
It's like if you bring up an idea, they better support it and not be like, oh, negative energy, like, oh, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with.
Surround yourself with people that's gonna motivate you and hold you up and not speak negative on whatever you're gonna do, whatever
Yeah.
plans you got going on.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
We out here, man. We out here. WildKast podcast, Akashic Records. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go into that more because I was reading about that on Twitter. It was, bro, if you go on Twitter and you click a certain thread, bro, you be there for a couple hours in that bitch. Just like, whoa, what the
Wait,
fuck?
hold on. I want to see who has
Go
spent
ahead.
the most time on Instagram in the room.
Wow. What do you mean, like checking your Instagram?
Like,
thing?
like who's been on Instagram the most throughout the day?
How do you check that?
You got to go to your watch time.
Watch time. And we got MC the Gazer in the building. If you guys didn't know, man, so clap it up
Hold
for
on,
my
how-
dog in the
how-
building
how-
real quick.
how do I
MC the
check that
Gazer
again?
in the motherfucking building, dog. Artist,
Yeah, we'll do-
entrepreneur in the building.
We'll do that afterwards,
We're
but
good,
yeah.
we're good. We'll make a clip after showing.
Who spent the most time on
Yes,
Instagram?
sir. Yes, sir.
In the Matrix.
But we're with the man right here, the communicator between Earths of South America and North America, El Gago. You know what I'm saying? What is the origin of that nickname again?
Just no spiritual background, just a soccer player.
Soccer player.
Look like a soccer player from back in the days.
We're gonna pop his face up right here, boop, and then that's how it is. But no, we definitely appreciate you being here, brother. I learned a lot from you.
Thank you.
I can't wait to be on your podcast. We can't wait to go to Buenos Aires and be out here. We got Jose over here eating a sandwich. It's getting crazy over here, man. We're about to go to Emo Night, right, in Revolutionary Live. So if you guys are ever around, pull up on us. WildKast podcast, Johnny Trumbone with a U, not a O. We got the big dog in the building.
Signing off, Stick.
Yes, sir. Where can they find you at, my boy?
Instagram, el_Gago, or TikTok, GagoLucas05.
Yes, sir.
And it's been a pleasure to be here, gentlemen. I've also learned a lot too.
Thank you, brother.
Constantly looking to be with people that I can have nutritive conversations with. So
Yes,
it's been a
sir.
pleasure.
Yes, sir, man.
More than welcome to come to Argentina.
Thank you, brother.
That
We
might be the
appreciate
next
you
trip.
being here. That's going to be the next trip. And we want to talk more about the activism. We
Absolutely.
didn't get to talk a lot about that.
We'll
dog.
talk about shrooms for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? So we definitely appreciate you being here. Shout out 84M Media. Shout out Bearded Society out there in North Carolina. Shout out MC the Gazer, Angel Bronx. We out here in this motherfucking bitch WildKast podcast. Let's go.
Everybody kick on, that's the way that shit goes. Sticking to the script, I'm in my own lane. Motherfuckers clicking up, down, they tryna find some fame. I've been making noise before I had a name. They wasn't fucking with me, now I cut my phone off ring. Shorty on my trail, dude, she deserve a ring. Coming on my mama grind, they gave me everything. Working 10 to 10, girl, making petty change. Couple handshakes on the street, I made a band. I can show you how to do it, teach you to be a man. Chopped and screwed, I'm mixing mud with the van. Spitting flows inside the stew, I cut the